Hey everyone, we're back in my workshop and today we are coming at you with M3GAN mask, latex mask. It's a little creepy. There she is. This mask has prompted me to be a mask maker. I made one originally last year and I posted it on Etsy just for ha-has and ended up making about 45 of these throughout the year, and they're all over the country and all over the world, actually 8 countries now, so it's pretty cool. What's happened with this crazy, I don't know, character from that movie, which was okay, you know, wasn't the best movie, but I enjoyed it. She's fun, she was fun to make and scary to have around, so anybody wants to buy her, do it quickly. I don't like having this one looking at me all day long. For those of you who don't know who I am, which is a lot of people, mostly everyone, I am Samuel, the guy that runs Etsy Smartyink, the mask shop. And it's pretty fun. You guys should check it out. We have a lot of different kind of masks. I make them all, I sculpt them all, and I make them by hand each time. So it's fun. I enjoy it a lot. Alright, very excited to be back. So let's get started, because I think we're going to have fun and creep everyone out with this one. As always, we start off in our favorite Converse and of course a M3GAN mold. Here you see it. Gives you that optical illusion of 3D-ness. And we always use our sifter for a nice clean, smooth pour. Catches all the crud or little skins that may have formed over time and use with the repetitive use of the latex. Here's our mold full of latex. I give it a nice little turn to every angle, pop the little bubbles that may be on top. And I do this 3 or 4 times within an hour, every 15 minutes or so. Get a nice little firm dwell. And now we place the mold upside down to remove any excess latex, and we patiently wait 15 minutes. Then we turn it right side up and let it dry until it's completely dry, and you end up with this lovely little smooth mask. Smooth on the outside, hopefully. Impatiently, I start to peel the mask out of there before realizing that I really did not put any powder in there, and you should always powder your mask before you remove from the mold because they will stick together. So hold up. Okay, much better. Spread it out, get it nice and smooth, and you'll see your mask will not stick together, your eyes won't stick together, your nostrils won't stick together, and it will be a nice, easy time. Pulls out nice and easy from a mask mold. Quite satisfying. Here we have it. Little bumps, little lines, little bubbles, little dents. This is what happens to mold over time. Each time you pull a mask, you're removing some of the mold with the mask, microscopic layers. So I got about 12 pulls out of this mold, and it is time to retire it. We will be using Cabasil, Rosade. I make a little concoction, and that will fill the radial gaps. You have to probably apply it a couple of times until you see your smooth radial edges, because otherwise you will have gaps, and that really helps a lot. So always wear a mask when you're mixing Prosade or Cabasil, especially. It is a fumed silica. It will go in the air. You do not want to breathe this, so wear your mask always, and gloves. Continuing on, removing what seems to be 1,000 tiny bubbles. This is why I will be done with this mold, like I said before. Keep trimming and cutting and just feeling it out. Make sure it's as smooth as possible. You can get rid of most little bubbles with this little clipper thing. I use this thing for this style of trimmer for 3D prints as well to remove supports, so they're very handy. Now we continue on. We're cutting some nostrils. Very simple. I flipped them and I just cut until they look even. We got lucky with this one on the first try. And then you cut a tiny little slice on the inner crease of the lip area of the mask. And that will just kind of give you a little tiny opening for straws and most importantly, some oxygen. Always know exactly where you're gonna trim because you cannot put it back and you don't want to end up with a weird open mouth. Here we have a 10 and a 9mm leather punch. I use these to get the holes for the pupils in the eyes so you can see, and for some ventilation holes on the top of the head, under the hair, or wherever I can hide them within the wig, or the mask rather. As I mentioned earlier, we will be applying the Prozade mixture onto these little gaps so that we can smooth it out and get it ready for the base coat. As you see, we're over mixing, but we want a nice smooth consistency here. This mixture will be self-leveling, so that's how you get the radial fill. A couple of self-leveling applications will do the trick. Just have to be patient and let it dry in between each time. You know it's dry when it turns clear. There's other videos out there with, mixture formulas and other kind of things you can use to fill your gaps. So look around for those as well. I know I've seen most of the videos, and this is the one I've learned, and I like to use this method. Finally the fun part, the base coat. Just like the last video, I mixed rubber cement with rubber cement thinner. 1 part rubber cement and about 4 to 5 parts rubber cement thinner, and that will give you a nice sort of smooth consistency, and that will spread over the mask nicely and dry very quickly. So you have to work quickly, smoothly, and evenly, so you have an even base. That would be the whole point of the base coat, so always keep that in mind. We begin airbrushing the base color of the skin. I have mixed a white, a burnt sienna, and a touch of turquoise to get a lovely kind of doll skin color. And we're going to apply that until that color is nice and opaque and you cannot see the color of the latex underneath. Now what I'm not showing here is what a hard time my airbrushes and my mixers gave me with the rubber cement paints this time. Sometimes, actually most of the time, it's just completely smoothly and I'm done very quickly. This time it took a very long time adjusting the paints, cleaning the airbrushes out, problem solving, cleaning needles. It was torturous, but in the end we ended up with a nice result, and I didn't throw any airbrushes out of the window, so I think we did pretty good. There she is, nice and airbrushed. All the shadows are in, the pinks are in the eye, and the lips have nice soft pink tones as a doll would. Now we will continue on, and I will enhance all my shadows with just a slight amount of pastels, chalk pastels. Deepens up the tones, make it look a little bit more alive, because that's what we're going for with this creepy doll face. So here we have it. And there she is, ready for her eyes. Same as last time, I mixed a little bit of a lightest skin tone, believe it or not, and some gray, and you get this nice little eye color. So that's what I used. And I'm using acrylic paint. Again, I can go as thick as I want with this layer, only because it's going to be covered in epoxy resin, so there will be no way of damaging it or no way of cracking. So you can paint your eyes freely and paint as you usually paint. It's a nice part about getting to paint the eyes on a latex mask, because you cover them and you're able to use your acrylics, which for me, I'm able to blend more and just I'm used to them, so everything comes out a little better with acrylic on my end. Let me know what you feel about acrylics and what paint you like to work with. Maybe you've used something on a mask that I haven't tried. If so, leave a comment and hook a brother up. Let me know what's going on in your mask world, because I've only been making masks for a year, and everything I do is self-taught and learned from everyone on YouTube. So I appreciate all the knowledge that is out there to be had. Very cool. Once I get done applying the eyebrows using some light brown and sand mixture, I start deepening the bottom of the eyelid because it looked a little dull and it didn't stand out. So we're going to add a little shadow in there, because I saw that in the movie she has some eyeshadow, some brown eyeshadow under the eye. So that's what we're doing now. So we start to trace out the iris with a mixture of a light gray and almost like a powder blue. I'm not sure what the name of the color is, but it is from Vallejo paints, which are awesome. They have a lot of pigment and they work so well. They get the job done very quickly. So we continue to try to make it as round as possible, not getting crazy looking eyes is always the goal, because sometimes you just have to start over and it is not fun. So always take caution when you're doing a circle. Step back, make sure that the circumference around the pupils is even on both eyeballs, and that helps a lot. Even if you have to measure it, go right ahead and do so, but I'm usually eyeballing it, no pun intended. Here we're adding small striations or lines in the iris of the eyes, feathering outward and creating some depth and some pretty looking eyes. So I use a mixture of colors. I use a medium version of the color I trace the iris with, and then I go back and I mix some light and some dark fine lines and some other shadows, and just keep going until the eye looks right to you. Eyes are all different, dolls are different, and it is just a mask, so have fun until you get used to doing it where you're not so stressed out about eyes, because they are the windows to a masked soul. So we are ready to do some eyeliner because she has a small amount of eyeliner on. And we're going to use a very fine disposable brush that is a liner brush that came in a 100 pack to get this little line. I'm very careful because black is hard to clean off. It's acrylic, but not easy to wipe. So always use caution and step back each time you make a line and look at both eyes to make sure they're looking even. Okay, I think the makeup and the eyes, the lip, everything's intact and looking good. So let's move on. And now on to one of my favorite parts, the epoxy resin application. You mix equal parts, you work quickly. It's 5-minute epoxy, so it starts to set very quickly. So nice part is it doesn't start running and you don't get the teary eye effect, but you must work swiftly. Or mix 2 separate batches so you're not stressed out. But once you're done, let it sit, and here she is. After the eyes are cured and the skin's done, I think she looks pretty good. Skin has a nice tone, the eyes have definition, and she looks creepy. So, mission accomplished. Here we go, applying the lash. Like I said in my prior video, I spoke a little bit about lash application. If you want to check that out, I give more info on that one about lashes. I use silicone, found at Home Depot, and it works great for latex and lash applications. It's pretty permanent. I recommend highly. And here she is, so close to being complete. I'm very happy with the results. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. I know she's not exactly the M3GAN from the movie, but I mean, I didn't make that one. So this is just my version. I like to have fun, and it's just pretty cool anyway. So I hope you like it. Let's cut off that flashing. Ugh, such a relief. Now we can check it out, make sure everything's good, and we will move forward to giving this chick some hair because she is baldy locks. Much better. This is a wig I get from Amazon. I've used it again, like this is the 45th time I've purchased it, and it always looks perfect. Really nice hair. I believe the company is named Esme Hair, so check them out. And there she is, looking as evil and possessed as ever. Very cool. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. It was fun to make, and always fun to make this mask. Sadly, I think this is the last mask I will make from this mold because I have sculpted it 3 times already, and the molds you know, they just deteriorate with each pull of a mask. So this is the farewell mask, and I'm glad I got to record it and just kind of honor it, because it has really pushed me towards becoming a mask maker, and I didn't see it coming, but here we are, and that was the making of M3GAN. Hopefully you guys can make your own scary mask and creep out the people like the boy on TikTok. We love that kid. All right, everybody, hope you're having a good weekend, and we will see you next time from Smartyink workshop with some new creature, perhaps a 3D model painting, an original 3D model that I've started dabbling in. So we'll see how that turns out. I will share and hopefully get some opinions and feedback. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe, as you're supposed to say. And that's all I have for today. So thanks for joining me again, and I hope to see you next time making something else exciting and creepy that looks like it's going to turn and look at you any second. Hopefully it doesn't. So I'm getting out of here now. Okay, bye guys.